Good morning, everybody, and welcome to The Rhode Show. It is Monday. The sun is shining after a beautiful week, and the temps are going to be unusually warm once again. Good day to take a walk on the beach. Shot right there. Look at that, huh?
I'm telling you, I got to get a squeegee and take care of whatever is going on. Or that's some type of gnat on the screen. What is happening, Will?
Just so you know, I've driven, going by the beach, I've looked to see if I could find where that...
I've been wanting to get out there and do something.
Find that camera
for one of my little stunts.
Yeah, take care of that. Yeah.
But yeah, definitely a warm weekend and also a very busy weekend. Saturday, you may have heard, we learned of the president-elect Joe Biden at a victory rally afterwards. Biden promised to fight the virus and to work to unite Americans when he takes office on January 20th. So a very busy weekend for the whole country.
Oh man, it was one thing after another between the announcement coming down that we have a new president. You know, we had earthquakes, we had the warm temperatures, we had so many things that were going on. It was crazy.
It really was. It was one thing after the next, and we're going to recap it all right for you here on the show this morning. So much to talk to.
I said most places would spread that out over a year, but not here. No, we just jammed it all into one weekend in 2020.
Right, and then we'll talk about it today on the Rhode Show, and then tomorrow, Tuesday, it'll be like it never happened. Right on to the next thing.
It's just been a whole weird thing. Like you look back and you're like, did all of this stuff even happen, or what the heck's going on? And you have to keep checking yourself. And then as far as the announcement of the Biden going to become president, I was out in the yard and I didn't realize it at the time, and I got a phone call. My kids were in the car, they were on their way to Boston, and they called, and then out of the blue you could hear horns honking and people, you know, screaming like on other streets over, and then there was some fireworks went off.
Yeah, it was just a lot happening.
Right, it was just like, whoa, what's going on?
Do our best here today, like I said, to cover it all.
Right, all right, here we go. Are you ready?
Let's do it.
Buckle in, here we go.
We might as well do something.
That's right. All right, now continuing on with the news from the weekend, the world said goodbye to longtime Jeopardy host and TV legend Alex Trebek. Now, he passed away early Sunday at the age of 80 with family and friends by his side, and a memorial has grown to honor him in Los Angeles. Trebek had a nearly 2-year battle with stage 4 pancreatic cancer, so awful, which he made public in March of last year. Now, he continued to host the show. His last day in the studio was October 29th. Episodes hosted by Trebek will air through Christmas Day right here on WPRI 12. Trebek has been the host of Jeopardy since 1984. We will continue to look back at his life and legacy, and that is coming up later in the show. And he is one of these guys who you felt like he was a family member, one of these people who you grew up with watching on TV. 1984, same job, same place. I don't think you could find anyone who said a bad word about him. They just loved him because he was welcomed in every single night into people's homes, and people love Jeopardy.
He was part of the fabric of the culture, and you know, we joke about all the things happening this weekend with the weather, and we'll talk about the earthquake and whatnot. But this was kind of a sad bookend,
so sad
to the end of the weekend.
So
and we were saying before we went on here this morning that, you know, we kind of thought maybe he had turned the corner a little bit. I've been watching Jeopardy every night. He looks great, he sounds great, but unfortunately, you know, his life came to an end, and it's just so sad. And like you said, we're going to have more later on.
Such an awful disease too.
Yeah. So moving ahead here and looking ahead to tonight, the New England Patriots, our hometown team, if you will, they're in desperate need of a win. Yeah, believe me. They will head to the Meadowlands to play the winless New York Jets for Monday Night Football. Now, the Pats are currently in 3rd place in the AFC East with a 2-5 record. Excuse me, that doesn't sound right. After losing their last 4 games, cornerback Stephon Gilmore has already been ruled out and will miss his 2nd straight game. Yeah, the Pats are dealing with injuries as well. Wideout N'Keal Harry and defensive lineman Lawrence Guy were also ruled out. I believe Edelman is struggling with an injury, so a lot is happening with the team right now. But if any Pats fans out there have been jealous of Tom Brady's success in Tampa Bay, no worries. He didn't fare too well last night. CBS Sports saying Tom Brady suffered the worst loss of his career as the New Orleans Saints pummeled the Tampa Bay Bucks. Brady threw 3 interceptions, his most in a game since 2011. Bucks lost 38-3. This is the first time Brady has been swept by a divisional opponent in a long time, and it marks his first time ever, and it marks his worst loss since losing to the Bills 31-0 when he was with the Pats in 2003. So rough night for Brady, and Yeah.
It's a rough night for everybody. I mean, just look at the look on his face. I mean, he's just like...
It's one game. If anyone out there has proven that you kind of brush it off and move on, it's him.
They go back. And I think he knows that, too.
And
they all know this.
They all do. And this is an urgent bulletin from the NFL. The Pats better win tonight, because if you lose to the Jets,
right,
you actually get thrown out of the league for an entire year.
Oh, is that one of the rules?
So they better pull it together.
All right. Meanwhile, yesterday, Rhode Island was pretty shook up after a 3.6 magnitude earthquake. Here's a video of the moment the earthquake hit. There it is. Can we see it? Yeah. Centered in southeastern Mass, but felt in much of Rhode Island and in other New England states as well. The talk of the town. Sounds like our new show still, because it's so unusual for those of us here in New England. Nita Buffoni has reaction.
A Sunday morning interrupted by an estimated 4.0 magnitude earthquake.
Everything shook, bottles fell, stuff on shelves fell.
The earthquake struck Buzzards Bay just after 9 o'clock this morning. Here is some video from Barnstable, Massachusetts, showing the impact. Some thought it was a loud truck.
I didn't really register it as an earthquake because you don't think earthquake in Providence.
And others knew what it was right away.
So we were just laying in bed and we got woken up by two waves of shakes.
Our chief meteorologist, Tony Petrarca, says the magnitude of Sunday's earthquake is significant for this region. Rhode Island does have an earthquake history, but Petrarca says it's usually small earthquakes referred to as tremors in the 1 to 2 magnitude range.
Once you're getting into the 3s and 4s like we had today, it's a pretty good shake, and it's felt everywhere to the point where you can get some cracks in some structures.
Dr. John Ebel is a research scientist at Weston Observatory and says Sunday's earthquake is closer to a 3.6 magnitude. Our area sits in the middle of the North American tectonic plate, and sometimes it collides with another.
A squeezing in the center of the plate, and every now and then that squeezing causes creaks and cracks that we feel as our earthquakes. But we're much less frequent in terms of earthquake activity than they have in California.
It really was unbelievable.
It was crazy.
Now, where were you?
I was on a ladder.
Oh God!
Yeah, on the side of the house, working on something close to. Shouldn't have been that probably close to a power line, and I could feel just a very slight. But I didn't even think anything of it. The strange thing was, and I was saying it this morning, my 2 dogs were outside, and I just happened to look down because they stayed with me the whole time. I just happened to look down before I knew what it was, and they were just they were gone.
Yeah.
And I'm like, where are the dogs?
What's happening?
What happened to the dogs? And then my wife came running out and said, "Did you just feel that?" And it woke one of my daughters up. She said, "I think we just had an earthquake." And I'm like, well, that explains why the dogs just took off.
I was kind of just waking up. I sleep a little later on Sunday, and I felt something, and I'm like, was that real? Because usually the only thing that shakes my neighborhood is when I fall out of bed.
Exactly.
But in this case, I said, that has to be something. And then I went on Twitter. I'm like, we had an earthquake.
Yeah,
you know, I lived in L.A. for a while, and it was the exact same feeling. Our director was saying in our ear that his wife's from California, and it was the same exact sensation.
Yeah.
Unbelievable stuff yesterday. Well,